back with another video, and today's video is what if Naruto was born on a different planet. And the like goal for this video is going to be 400 likes, so make sure to like, share the video to a friend who likes what is, or just anime content in general. Comment down below your what if suggestions, if you have any, but make them solely Naruto based. Subscribe, as I want to hit 5k by June and 10k by the end of the year. And make sure to check out my Discord server in the description if you want to interact with me on a more personal level, as well as just joining my Discord server to join it, as interacting with me through the Discord is easier than going as far as to text me on the app. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Naruto would be born on another planet, boasting the name Ramiel. Ramiel was the name of a warrior from long ago who had perfect aim and drove the planet Scallop, which is Naruto's homeworld in this what if, into tyrannical reign. Naruto would then grow up on this world, and at the age of 10, he would walk into a secret area. Naruto, appearance-wise, was about 5'3" and pretty strong for his age, being known as a potential wielder in the race. Ramiel, Naruto's name on this planet, would also have unlocked all three of the races inhabiting planet Scallop's dojutsus, those being the Sharingan, Rinnegan, and Byakugan. Over time, these eyes started to evolve in a way that made them much stronger. Example, Sharingan to Mangekyo, Rinnegan to just having more Tomoe, and Byakugan to the Tensegon. The people of planet Scallop are descendants of the Otsutsuki clan, but they had in a way fallen from their great power, only possessing their powerful eyes, with their race being much more humanoid and even resembling humans in the flesh. The only difference between the two species was that they had increased their strength much faster, and the gravity on their planets varied. As well as the atmosphere, the terrain of planet Scallop was rocky, and in some parts was an archipelago of sorts, and the terrain on Earth was mostly archipelagan. Naruto would then enter this special area, as I stated before, as he saw a machine of sorts with a blue ray powering the object. This was a Rinnegan that was sending it power, and through it, it was and acted like a conductor with the Tensegon at its side. One of the eyes that Naruto's race treasured, as it was an evolution of their base Byakugan. Naruto would walk through the path with the person who had made it, trying to stop Naruto. He hadn't realized a young boy was traveling through it, but it was too late. He had already ventured in. This would cause the man to break the machine and destroy the Tensegon and Rinnegan powering it, cutting it off. Naruto's return would be, well, I guess you could say, non-evident. It would never happen. The machine was a time-space device capable of traveling through dimensions in seconds, but the only drawback is you de-age yourself each minute you're in it by 1 year. Naruto would keep walking until he fell through a dimensional rift, which de-aged him further, making him but a soul in the world, as he would then be born to Kushina, Uzumaki, and Minato Namikaze. Naruto would then have the 9 tails inside him, being given the name Naruto in his parents' dying breath. Naruto's abilities he had unlocked on planet Scallop, as well as his old name, Ramiel, which he had pushed out of his mind, would be non-existent. And with that, Naruto would be the Naruto who we see throughout the series until the age of 10. Naruto would start to get into much more fights, always coming out on top, but still, much more fights nevertheless. For some odd reason, Naruto's punches were very powerful, and his speed trumped almost anybody else, at least at his age, that is. As well as the fact that for his age, he was very powerful, and Danzo even heard of the boy's name. The boy was strength, Naruto. He had high wits and was strong, exceptionally strong for his age of 10, something the village hadn't experienced since people like Itachi Uchiha. Naruto, in his rage would activate his Sharingan, making him much more powerful. Due to these many fights, it would just occur. While in battle, the Byakugan would start to form at the back of his head as well, which is where the people of Planet Scallop had activated their dojutsus at times. Danzo would outright attack the boy. He was intrigued at the power of a young, maybe even a young prodigy of sorts. He wanted to see if he was as strong as the tail surrounding him for tail. Naruto would dodge, backflipping away and activating his Sharingan as he ran towards the old man, Danzo. As Danzo would then punch Naruto as hard as he could. Naruto would grab this punch, doing a twist of sorts as he punched Danzo as hard as he could back. This would send Danzo into a building, causing ruckus, with Naruto fleeing the scene to fight another day. Naruto would then look at the man who he had injured, catching the glimpse of a Sharingan as he glided through the air and landed in an isolated training ground, mastering the art of combat and periodically having just flashbacks. These flashbacks were from Planet Scallop. As I said before, the people of Planet Scallop are able to get powerful much easier than humans on planet Earth are. So Naruto would be able to master the art of combat in a few days, not going to bed as the people of Planet Scallop do not need to sleep. These flashbacks that he would get were Ramiel's memories. They would all pass by Naruto like a storm of thunder, with Naruto realizing that he hadn't always been Naruto, and making it his goal to never return to his planet and live life on this planet, which had been known as Earth, and he had inhabited since, well, technically his birth. Naruto would then start to see his school, or start to go to it more, and see it as an important event of sorts, studying more and learning, but still not being able to pass the hurdle that the clone jutsu put in front of him. By school, I mean the academy, which he learned in. He would then steal a special scroll that in Naruto's mind should have a cheat code of sorts to pass the academy, right? So that's what he thought to himself, at least. He hadn't learned the jutsu for 2 years, and Mizuki had given him the knowledge of where the scroll lies, as a 12-year-old Naruto would then activate his Sharingan. He thought to himself, it took me 2 years to learn this jutsu. Maybe it will be in here, a way to properly master it. He would then copy down 2 jutsu, the Rasengan and the Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. He knew that he would be able to master one easily and the other one with probably great triumph, but still maybe master it, as he would then master the Shadow Clone Jutsu in an hour, less time than he had in the original. Like as I stated before, the people of Planet Scallop learn much easier and faster. He would then give the scroll to Mizuki. He would put his hands out to catch it, but in the interval of Naruto throwing the scroll, Iruka would kick it away, grabbing the scroll and telling Naruto to sit back as he deals with Mizuki. Mizuki would then take a drug that Orochimaru had given him, enhancing his speed as he would start to gain the upper hand on his fellow Chunin. Iruka. Naruto would then be angered, creating 5,000 shadow clones on his first try, having much more chakra than his canon counterpart. Naruto would then pass, becoming the rank of Genin and being put on Team 7 with Uchiha Sasuke and Haruno Sakura. Naruto would then have introductions with his team, as he would say that he had vividly recalled the fall of his father Minato and mother Kushina. Kakashi would be astonished behind his mask. He had remembered who they were, and that by itself means that Naruto had figured out that his father was the fourth Hokage, and he had figured this out all on his own. Naruto would then say that his likes are eating ramen, which is high in carbs and great for training, and his dislikes are evil people, and his dream is no dream because it will become a reality. One day he will become a Hokage, and just follow in the footsteps of his father. Sasuke and Sakura would then say what they had said in the original timeline, with Kakashi telling them to meet at the training grounds tomorrow for the bell testing, an exam of sorts, of truly and to truly become Genin. And if you don't pass, then you get sent back to the academy. Naruto would understand that the exam, at least in the way that Kakashi had explained it, was 2 people pass and 1 doesn't. This should strengthen the Leafs' military power, and this was just an hypothesis of sorts that Naruto had, but he was also puzzled. He usually saw 3-man squads, and not 2. At least without their genin, or without their sensei. There was always 3 people on a squad, not 2. He was, unless it was a special unit, like, say, the Ombu. That's what Naruto hypothesized. Maybe it was a trick, maybe a scheme of sorts by Kakashi to get them to fight against each other in a way. Naruto would then, after having this hypothesis, would prepare as he stocked up on kunai, shuriken, and weapons alike, as well as getting a blade that he had little time to train with, as he went to sleep getting 4 hours, which was fine for him as his body could handle it, and was all his body needed for that matter. Naruto would then arrive at the training grounds first, before any of his teammates, as he slept to gain as much energy as he could. Naruto would then see his Jonin sensei arrive. It had seemed that Kakashi had arrived much earlier than in canon, wanting to see the foretold legends around Naruto's power. Sakura and Sasuke would then arrive after Kakashi as they commenced the bell test. Naruto would then fall asleep outright. And we now switch to the perspective of Planet Scallop. Planet Scallop would be invaded by Urashiki Otsutsuki, Kinshiki Otsutsuki, and Momoshiki Otsutsuki. It was a raid of sorts on the planet that had lineage connected to them. They wanted to investigate it and outright destroy it, wipe it off of the solar system, the universe entirely. It had seemed that Jigen, or if you haven't watched the Boruto anime, this would be a bit of a spoiler, but Ishiko Otsutsuki had ordered, well, to be frank, Momoshiki and Kinshiki, as he was a bit stronger than them, so he had reign over his fellow Otsutsuki brethren to attack this planet and gain intel, and if they could, destroy it outright. Momoshiki would start to harvest the planet, with Kinshiki chopping down many of its high-tech buildings, many of the foretold places of great fortitude and power, many places that had chakra that surpassed even the Biju, like Shukaku and Maratabi, that would hold chakra for the young potential wielders of the race to wield and use respectively. As they did this, they would basically make chakra fruits and start to absorb and repel chakra, destroying the civilization of Planet Scallop. It was sad to the people who had inhabited the planet. Their own ancestors, in a way, had been destroying them. They had gotten too powerful. That was the warning that they had gotten, but they had kept expanding their military power within their planet, and now a figure similar to Frieza had to deal with it. It had became top priority. They had been expanding too much. We now skip back to Naruto, who had fallen asleep right at the bell test. Naruto would then realize he hadn't gotten enough sleep, though he would know that this was false. He had run many nights, many, and several nights without sleep. Even just an hour on sleep was okay for the boy. But then he would wonder, then why is he asleep? Why is he dreaming in a black void? He would be in his psyche as he looked around and looked at the ceiling, which was a black abyss, and then in front of him he saw a cage with a seal on it and a beast garnering 9 tails and dwarfing Naruto in size. Naruto would sniff, and then he would straighten his posture. "Who are you?" he would ask, this beast of sorts. "I am Kurama, but you can call me Kyubi, though I do like Kurama more, since you are." Begrudgingly, he would say, "You are my Jinchuriki." Kurama, for some reason, had come to enjoy Naruto's company. Not even that they had ever interacted, but just Naruto being his Jinchuriki was a slight change to the way that his other, or I guess you could say the people who held his chakra and power, had used him for. Madara Uchiha had outright used him to defeat Hashirama. Hashirama had used him to take the power away from Madara. Kushina had used him for the power of the village, and even Mito Uzumaki had done the same to have an undying love with Hashirama. They had all used him. Naruto at this point hadn't used him, so he felt a bit left out of sorts. He wanted to know how Naruto would use him, though he had already realized that many times over Naruto had genjutsu'd him into using his chakra. He wasn't immune to this type of genjutsu, but since he had been genjutsu'd before by people like Madara and Obito, or who he thought was Madara, since that's what Minato came to a conclusion, and Kurama, or the Kyuubi, has been stated many times to have intelligence on the level of Kakashi, at least in Naruto the Last. Kurama would just want to see how the boy would come to deal with the burden of having such a beast in his body. He knew exactly what he was. He was a beast of chakra, a fruit of sorts, at least in the Otsutsuki's eyes. So Naruto would tell the Kyuubi that his name is Naruto, and that he looks forward to talking many times over with whoever and whatever he may be. Kurama would thank Naruto for the interaction, forcing him out of his psyche. Naruto would shake his head, jumping to his feet as he saw Sasuke fighting Kakashi. Naruto would then rub his eyes. How much time has passed, he thought. He would then look up at the sky. Oh, never mind, not too much time has passed. He would then look to a watch that he had carried in his windbreaker, telling him the exact time. Naruto would then think that if he timed it right, he could get in a bit of training, as it was only 6:24. And it was spring. Nevertheless, he would still take his time with his fight with Kakashi that he knew would happen. Naruto would then Sakura. He would basically just tell Sasuke that he was superior to Sakura in all ways that he needs to cover, and so he would cover him in combat. If they hope to get the bells, that is the only way. Sasuke would begrudgingly agree, telling Naruto that there is many other ways to go about it, but this one just seems like the most rational. Naruto would then run towards Kakashi, who would create a shadow clone to combat the duo. Naruto would then run towards Kakashi's main body, with Kakashi's clone jumping in the way with the kunai in hand, ready to strike Naruto's body. Sasuke would then stab his kunai through this clone, with Kakashi creating another. Naruto would then charge Kakashi again, with his clone getting ready to punch Sasuke and Naruto. Sasuke would grab this punch as he did a backflip, judo slamming him into the ground. It had seemed that the clone could only connect with Naruto's body, but in that short interval, Sasuke was able to block it from making any contact with Naruto and only making contact with himself. Good job, Sasuke. Now let that Uchiha blood of yours stir, and use it in fury. You asked for it. Now, Uchiha style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Naruto would then smirk as it hit Kakashi. Naruto would feel an overcoming sense of joy that he had witnessed in Uchiha launch the jutsu. Naruto would then gain the Tsutomu Sharingan and a Rinnegan in one of his eyes. A Byakugan would also start to open on the back of his forehead, something his old self from Planet Scallop had managed to achieve years ago. Or Ramio, his former self, had done. Naruto would then catch Kakashi off guard with his sudden ability to pull Kakashi towards him, with his outstretched hand punching Kakashi. He would then keep pulling Kakashi towards him, catching him off guard with multiple kicks, punches, headbutts, and things of the sort. Naruto would then pull Kakashi onward one more time as he realized that the Byakugan in the back of his forehead had somehow started to bleed, signifying to himself at least that it was being overused or that he was running very low on chakra. A hypothesis of Naruto's, but he thought he was right. And in actuality, he was. Kakashi would then fly towards Naruto as Naruto would dodge Kakashi's body instead of attacking it like he had before as he smirked, grabbing the bells right off of Kakashi's garments. Naruto would then throw a bell to Sasuke as he detached them. Kakashi would then fall on his knees, coughing up a bath of blood, a brittle piece of sorts. It had seemed that the constant moving of his body in different unorthodox, as well as, I guess you could say, the ways that he had been forced into moving had caused his organs to rattle and cause him to cough up blood, internal bleeding of sorts. Naruto would then be told by Kakashi that they fail and have one more chance to redeem themselves, telling them not to feed Sakura, as Sakura would then be tied to a stump. Naruto's human nature would make him kindly feed, I guess you could say, Sakura food, realizing that she was noticeably hungry. Sasuke would do the same, as Kakashi body flickered to the spot. Naruto would then put his head down in shame. "I guess we fail," he uttered under his breath, silently. They would then look up in surprise. Kakashi's words were clear: "Don't feed her." So he knew what would come. Kakashi would then say that they all pass. What the heck? He thought to himself. What is this? What is this tarnation? It can't be. How? His words were clear like I thought. He said, if we feed her, we fail. Kakashi would then say that he had one goal for his team. Teamwork. That was their only goal. You didn't show that when you fought me before, but when you fed her, it signified unity between this team as a whole. Naruto would then walk away and venture out of the village that he had called home after doing a few D-rank missions. To somewhat get ahead, Naruto would then appear outside the village, hidden in the Mista's gates, doing a bit of espionage for himself. He wanted to become a Hokage, and the best one at that. So, to, I guess you could say, match that goal, he would want to learn about the other villages. Naruto would then catch the eye of a Mizukage, Yagura, who had been training a bit outside of the mist. As they locked eyes, Naruto would start to run as fast as he could. He had technically been doing dirty work for his village, even though they hadn't asked him. Naruto would then see the Mizukage catch up to him, as they would then have and initiate combat. And with that being said, this has been What If Naruto was Born on Another Planet. This What If was halfway unscripted, so if you heard me say a bit of unorthodox words, yeah, that's why. And maybe it was just a different style. I can do a bit more unscripted what ifs, but I have to follow some sort of guideline. So yeah, I do have a 4K special planned for when that day comes, which hopefully as soon as I see at least at the time of recording, we're at about like 3,792-92-ish subs. So yeah, the 400K or the 4,000K special is gonna be a good one. I hope for it to sort some things out within this what if community of sorts. Maybe that gives away what the video is gonna be, but Rami X loves you all. Kite mute, and make sure to share the video to a friend who likes what ifs or just anime content in general. Subscribe, as I want to hit 5K by June and 10K by the end of the year. Check out my Discord server down below, and as always, Rami X out.